Well. What do you have here? Is it the Lovebirds?
Yeah, yeah.
Unbelievable. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day,
Thank you.
Byrdman, does your wife know that your girlfriend's spending Valentine's Day with you right now?
Yeah.
Well, now they do.
Interesting. Jokes aside, we have a special episode tonight. The LadyByrd joins us, or Bird Lady. What do you prefer?
I like LadyByrd. Or I was going to say Mrs. Bird or Mrs. Byrdman.
We'll probably interchange all those throughout the
That's
episode
fine.
here tonight. Either way, happy Valentine's, gang.
Yay.
Happy Valentine's Day.
I don't have a Valentine. Full disclosure, I hate Valentine's Day. Hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, he does too.
I think Russell Stover is a crook.
Yeah. Hold on one sec here. So since it is Valentine's Day, I got a little something here.
So this is a total surprise.
Got you some Valentine's Day
Flowers.
flowers. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, look at those.
So,
Is he
fun fact, the last time he got me flowers was our 6-month dating anniversary. Are you holding that?
Yep.
Okay.
So like 13 and a half years ago? Or?
Oh my god, it's
So
been,
twice
8 years.
twice in a lifetime.
They're so
Yeah.
pretty, thank you.
Yeah.
I had
What a
no idea who did that. I'm gonna
What a
cry.
what a sweetheart. Did you pull them out of your trunk? They've been in there for 3 days? Look at those
I
things.
did. I bought these about 2 weeks ago.
Where did you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I came in here today and I didn't even see them. So like, where did you have them?
I had to. I've been like. Yeah, I had to go out to water the trunk every day for the last 2 weeks.
That's funny.
I love how you had to go to water them.
Yeah.
Not water them. Not water them. Water them.
Yeah.
Water.
So happy
Thank
Valentine's
All right.
Day.
I am
Well, I'm alone on
them.
Valentine's Day. The curmudgeon that I am, I'm alone here on Valentine's Day. My lady friend isn't here because she's out with her other boyfriend who actually does
Oh.
celebrate Valentine's Day. So that's the story. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
Enough about that. What are your guys' plans? Any big plans?
Going to do a little Valentine's Day dinner. But that's about it. Yeah.
At our favorite steakhouse.
Yeah, steakhouse we took you to.
I was gonna ask. That's got to be a steakhouse scenario. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially being down in Texas.
Yeah.
We have no plans.
Yeah.
And I was joking about the other boyfriend thing. That's kind of that would be uncool.
Yeah.
And if that was the case, I probably wouldn't bring it up on our podcast here.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get
All
more
right.
flowers.
Flowers. My thing with flowers is I don't want to buy them on Valentine's Day. They're when they're at the peak of their like. You could get a lady flowers any day of the year. You don't have to do it when you're supposed to. I feel like it's nicer on the times that you aren't supposed to.
That is a good point.
Same thing with Russell Stover. Like, you can eat crappy chocolates out of the CVS any day, right? Not just the pick-through ones on February 14th. But anyway, I digress. This is also a first, Byrdman. You want to explain what's going on here in terms of the role reversal?
Yeah, little swap in roles today. So we're gonna have Wheels coming in as our host. He provided.
That's right.
He provided me and
LadyByrd.
LadyByrd with
I love it.
couple of
I hope that sticks.
Fucking love it.
a little bit of homework. Let's say we'll say he gave us a little bit of homework, and now we're ready to kind of talk through all that shit.
On a topic that I hate, so that's great.
Yeah.
But knowing that you guys are the pros at this particular topic,
You know it.
LadyByrd, I don't know quite as much about your background when it comes to watching trash TV, but I do know about man-birds. And also, real quick before we get into it, did you guys coordinate these, like, what do we got here, like poultry-based or barbecue-based shirts?
So mine says winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I figured. I only see winner, winner, chicken, but I assumed the last part.
And then his says...
When a pig, chicken, and a cow walk into a barbecue, ... the end.
Did you get that from, like, the Guy Fieri collection of
Yes.
She got it for me as a
cool shirts?
some gift. So yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if we can. If I would love if it was possible getting a little quick picture of Byrdman as the Guy Fieri that one Halloween. You kind of
If anyone has a picture, it's our producer Smitty. So hopefully he does. Right here.
Yeah. Please. If not, put something silly there.
Yeah.
All right. So I started to kind of go down the road, and Byrdman, you're weird in a lot of ways. You know, the one thing it's one thing I love about you though is that you own it. When you're weird about something, you don't try to hide. You know, you're not trying to sugarcoat it. And trash TV and like that kind of things has always been, I don't know, just something that you do. I never, even from the first Jersey Shore, when did they come out? In the early 2000s?
Those
Something
Jersey
like that?
Shores.
I want to say,
Like
yeah.
2005.
2005, yeah, 2006 maybe.
Yeah, he didn't start probably even before that, right? And I'm under the understanding that you still can find and still watch MTV.
Yes.
I had no idea it still existed. Yes. I had no idea that they still make trash reality shows.
Well, we watch like a lot of ridiculousness. We love that show. It's hysterical.
If you were to like take a look at the hourly breakdown of TV watching, over 50% is music television programming for sure.
When was the last time they actually had anything that had to do with music on that show, on that channel, rather?
Ooh.
Like 90s.
I want to say...
It's almost like they should have spun off the brand at some point when like Downtown Joey Brown left.
Yeah.
And it just became trash.
It's been a while. I will tell you what. I love me some MTV. Between ridiculousness, MTV's The Challenge, and then you got your Jersey Shore Reboot, which is the family vacation. You have, it's not Party Down South. What is it?
Floribama Shore.
Floribama
Okay,
Shore.
that one I think I've heard of.
We love like trash, all that trash stuff.
We watch all that bullshit, yeah.
It's funny. That's why I started off with like you watch things that actually suck. Yeah. But I can respect that you own it, which you're doing right now. So we're gonna make you own it in this episode. You're the pros on this, but RomComs. I went into this a little top RomComs. I mean, not top, but like here's a list of 5 that I think. Obviously, the world knows that you know these 5 because I'm pretty sure you watch all the, and they're all recent too, right? This isn't like, we'll get into this in the honorable mentions, but this isn't like When Harry Met Sally type stuff, right? This is.
I wouldn't watch that movie anyway.
A little, I kind of like it.
That orgasm scene, of course, everybody likes the orgasm scene.
Well, I like Meg Ryan as an actress as well, as a thespian. No, but I'm gonna run through 5, and this is a little bit of a curveball, a little bit of a change in our usual. You are aware of these 5. You two are aware of these 5, and you've seen them. You saw them even before we came up with these 5.
Yep, right. For sure.
So I do want to put a quick disclaimer, spoiler alert. I'm gonna rattle off the 5 names of the movies first. Give everybody a chance to tune out in case hey they were really planning on seeing some of this crap and they don't want to see the end, which rom-coms are the most predictable thing in the world, so I'm sure they know the end. Spoiler alert, they get together. So starting number 1, Palm Springs 2020. I'm going to say the name of the movie and the year it came out, and then we're going to get into some detail. So Palm Springs.
Okay. That's good, Wes. That's good with you?
Yes, fine.
Cool.
And as I'm, you two, I don't know if you have your rankings set or not already, but as we kind of walk through these, maybe you think about it a little bit, you have to change them up so you get some time during the descriptions.
Yep.
Number 2, Always Be My Maybe, 2019. Number 3, The Big Sick, the oldest of them on this list, 2017. So we're dealing with all movies within the last 5 years. Number 4, Long Shot from 2019. And number 5, When We First Met from 2018. All right, so we'll pause there for a second just to give out any last spoiler alerts. Get out of here now. But it's not like we're talking about The Sixth Sense and you've never seen it or something like that. It's like, oh my God, why did you tell me, right?
Yeah, none of these are, mega summer blockbusters that are currently in the theaters that we're going to be giving away. Everyone's had their chance to see these movies. I
wanted to be considerate, right, for weirdos like you two that watch this crap.
I get you.
All right, so number 1, Palm Springs. As I mentioned, this is the newest, the most recent 2020 rom-com starring Andy Sandberg, Christian Milioti, right, and J.K. Simmons. He's the travel insurance guy, I think, right?
Yep.
Love that guy. Released in a small set of theaters and Hulu simultaneously in July 2020, which I think July 2020 there wasn't exactly a lot of movie theaters open.
Yep.
It earned 2 nominations. I think it was a financial flop. I didn't get a date on that. I think it was, but it did earn, of this whole group, 2 nominations at the 2020 Golden Globes for Best Picture, Musical or Comedy, and Best Actor, Musical or Comedy for Andy Samberg. So probably the highest, accolades of any of these. The movie follows Niles and Sarah as they experience like a Groundhog Day-ish plot where they're stuck at a wedding after they're stuck in what they call an infinite time loop. It then follows their relationship as it morphs and they spend more time together. Obviously, we're going to cover that in a lot more detail, but there's definitely a little bit of a Groundhog Day kind of feel here, this one.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll get back to Andy Samberg because I do want to talk about him in a bit. Number 2, Always Be My Maybe, 2019 rom-com written by and starring Randall Park and Ali Wong. Always loved Ali Wong. I got the chance to meet her at one point back when I lived in SF. This is another movie that was, I think, streaming and just in a small set of theaters, directed Netflix simultaneously in May of 2019. It opens with Sasha, Ali Wong, and Marcus Randall Park growing up together as friends. It then skips ahead to the current day where Sasha is a celebrity chef and Marcus is like some kind of, I don't know, HVAC handyman guy or something like that. It follows how they meet back up and the relationship evolves. A couple of curveballs in this one and cameos that I'm sure we'll be discussing in detail. And I think you'll be noticing a theme. I've softened up on, wanted to go into this trashing, both of you, but just in kind of doing this episode, I don't know. I feel like these are probably all pretty good movies. So yeah, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Number 3, The Big Sick. 2017, Kumail Nanjiani and Zoe Kazan. Never heard of her, but did some research on her after all this. She's a kind of a babe. This was a pure movie theater release that earned $56 million on a $5 million budget, which I think that's probably pretty great, right? Anytime you can talk about like a 10x plus, right? Or even a $5 million budget, right? It kind of shocked me a little bit. This is a almost like autobiographical or semi of Kumail Nanjiani, because that's actually his name in it, and it kind of just feels like it's a story of his life a little bit, or I'm sure it's embellished, but he's at least not a character. He's himself. Their story of how they met and began dating. It follows Kumail and Emily as they begin dating, and she slips into a coma, of all things. I didn't watch this one fully, so I'm looking for the gory details here. It takes a look at the relationship roller coaster as it goes from love to hate, back to love. Also some other big names in this one, which we'll get to. Okay, number 4, Long Shot, 2019 rom-com starring Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. This is another theater release from May 19 that earned $54 million on a $40 million budget, so earned about the same, but cost a lot more. I assume that's to get people like a Charlize on the booking.
Yeah.
Not as successful, obviously, but still made some money. The story shows Fred Flarsky, an independent hipster journalist from Brooklyn, who has a chance encounter with his childhood babysitter, Charlotte Fields, played by Charlize Theron, who is now the Secretary of State. This film looks at how Fred becomes a speechwriter for Charlotte and how the relationship eventually goes from professional colleagues to romantic partners. All right, last but not least, we got 5 tonight. When we first met, 2018, Adam Devine and Alexandria Daddario, streaming movie that premiered on Netflix in February 2018. It follows Noah and Avery. Noah's in love with Avery, but misses big opportunity when he got put firmly in the friend zone. Movie kind of fast forward, I think it's 3 years, where it's her wedding. He gets pretty hit up on the sauce pretty hard, I think, and goes to where they first met. This photo booth is going to come back into play, but it has a little bit of a Groundhog Day / Big, starring Tom Hanks feel to it, as he puts a quarter in the phone or the photo booth, wants to go back to that day, and it follows kind of his attempts at trying to get back with her. Hilarity ensues. So that's the 5, and I know you both probably can recite every line from each one of these, or am I off there?
No, yeah, these are a set of 5 that we've seen more than once, each one of them. Some of them
like hundreds of times,
even more than that. So
some of them yesterday, some of them last night.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the 5. I don't know how you want to do this. You want to flip a coin, or who wants to go first? Who wants to go last?
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, we're gonna start with LadyByrd over here.
LadyByrd.
I love it. So I do number 5.
Yeah. Okay. So let's hit us with your number 5.
Okay, so my number 5 is gonna be Palm Springs.
Wow.
Because while Andy Sandberg is hysterically funny, it's funny, but it's a dumb movie to me. It's dumb. It's just, we all said the same thing. It's a groundhog scenario and has been done hundreds of times. Like that. Yeah. That has been done hundreds.
And it's been done. It's been done more than once on this list too, which is kind of interesting, right? That whole concept. Although I don't hate it, and how could you hate Groundhog's Day? So yeah, I was going to bring up Andy Samberg in general. How do we feel like? I'm torn on the dude. Is he funny or is he a jagoff?
I will tell you what. I am a big fan of The Lonely Island, which is his comedic troupe. Him and his 2 other buddies. Akiva and I don't know the other 2 names, but
that's not the Super Troopers people, right?
No, that's Broken Lizard.
I got you. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, Lonely Planet, like they were all writers, or the 2 of them were writers on SNL, and Andy was an actual player on the cast. They did Dick in a Box.
Oh, I remember that.
So
yeah.
I'm on a Boat. Like, they were big. They were kind of the first comedy troupe on SNL to do kind of some of the pre-recorded stuff. They used to do it back in the day. Remember Jack Handy on SNL?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so there used to be some kind of pre-recorded stuff, but they kind of took it to the next level. They started all like SNL digital shorts, where they like produced content kind of for the internet almost.
Someone's stuttering.
Yeah.
This one seemed kind of funny to me. Obviously I'm not ranking anything, but the concept seems like a blast. You could just do whatever you like. It'd be fun for a while, and I could imagine after a year or two of doing it, it gets old.
Yeah.
Just do whatever you want every day.
I mean, spoiler alert, I don't have it as number 5. I think number 5 was
you're still wrong.
Are you cheating? Are you looking at your?
Yes, I looked at his. I happened to glance over.
She's cheating over. We're not supposed to be cheating here.
There's no freaking divider.
Well, we should have a COVID divider here. We're not COVID friendly. We're sitting closer than 6 feet. We don't have masks on.
We are vaccinated.
What's your wife gonna say that your LadyByrd girlfriend was that?
Yeah,
close?
what's your Washington wife gonna say?
Blow it. Well, listen, I do not agree with Palm Springs at number 5.
You're wrong.
What do you got?
But my number 5, similar movie, other Groundhog Day type scenario when we first met. I don't hate it. I do think it's the Groundhog Day scenario here just was not as clever as Palm Springs. So that's why I do have that as number 5. I like Adam Devine. I think he's pretty funny. I loved him in Workaholics.
Pitch Perfect.
I really liked him in the Pitch Perfect series.
And Fabulous Gemstones.
He's also in the Fabulous Gemstones. Like
Righteous Gemstones.
How do you know that?
Oh, yeah, Righteous Gemstones.
I love that show.
Yeah, it's great.
Just came back out again. Well, not just.
But so I do like him. Alexandra Daddario, her acting is just, I think she's more of eye candy for that movie.
A lot of that. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like
this actress?
No. This is
that's your
when we first met.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So, it's just like I said, I do like all 5 of these. It's one of those things. One of them has to be number 5. That's my number 5. I think it's the least clever out of all these. A rom-com usually has the same type of format or formula.
Recipe, yeah.
And this one was just a little bit anticlimactic, even though most rom-coms are kind of anticlimactic, but it's not my favorite. So number 5.
No.
I'd almost have to agree with that one, but again, you guys are the pros, so.
Yeah.
With that said.
Hit us with that 4.
What do you got number 4?
Oh, number 4 is When We First Met. I thought that was number 4.
So not that far off from me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I read your list backwards.
Okay.
Sorry.
So.
No cheating.
I know, I am. Sorry. Well, he writes so freaking big. He writes like a 10-year-old.
I like chocolate.
Yoo-hoo. We have Yoo-hoo in the fridge. I will have some.
Oh, my God. Some people never grow up.
So I like it. It's cute, boy meets girl movie, and like he has to keep going back in time to get it right, to get it how he wants it.
Yeah.
That's what
it's also like. It also feels like very illegal and not right. Like to get it right, like you blew it, man. Like
yeah.
That's called life.
Yeah, well, spoiler alert, when it comes down to the end, he goes back to do everything the same thing that he did in the beginning, because that was always his destiny, was to not actually be with her, and he ends up with her friend. So kind of being with her, throughout all these, he figures out that he should have blown his shot with her, so he got to meet the friend and ended up with the friend.
You know what's another funny recurring theme in rom-coms? Whenever it's like a either-or girl, they're both babes.
Oh, yeah.
It's never like, man,
And we'll get into this. That kind of like goes into my number 4, right?
Oh,
the long shot.
Well, go ahead. Well, perfect transition. Go
you
with
mean your number 3?
No, my number 4.
Oh.
So my number 4 is the long shot. And this one, I'll kind of go into some more details, but this has the typical schlubby guy gets the very hot girl kind of rom-com scenario. Listen, I do like it. I think it's a pretty funny story. The whole kind of story arc of the tattoo was pretty hilarious. How it started out with him, getting a white white supremacist tattoo on his arm, and then it ended up him being the first Mister of the United States, and he turned that into the official seal of the first Mister. It's not a very believable storyline, but pretty enjoyable. I think I do like Seth Rogen. I think Seth Rogen's pretty funny. He's become less funny the older I get, but I still like some of the movies he does. It did have good music. I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got Boyz II Men and Motown Philly going on in here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some other just like they actually
90s,
have an appearance.
A lot of 90s
like
songs.
90s. And then even more like recent hip hop. So it just kind of worked pretty well, I think. And then like the whole ending with him as the cum guy, because they catch him on video jerking off and coming on his own beard.
Gross.
And then like, all the reporters are like, "Oh my God, there's the cum guy." That was hilarious. I was like, that whole last 10 minutes where he's the cum guy is pretty funny. But
why did I know you would love that part? It's like
Yeah.
kind of right of your. It's funny because like is Seth Rogen getting less funny or is the roles are just getting tired? It's hard to know. Like
I don't know. Don't you feel that way? Like
like,
I know you liked Pineapple Express.
Oh my God, that movie was hysterical.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to get stoned while we were watching that movie.
yeah, that one kind of has like you either love it or hate it, and I actually happen to be in the love it. I happen to be in the love it camp,
Yeah.
but that's like you put Danny McBride in anything, and I'm in.
Yeah.
And what's the one with him where he knocked up? I was going to say he knocks up the girl. Yeah, knocked up. Like
Yeah,
that
that's
one's
another
pretty funny.
rom-com.
Yeah, that one was hysterical.
I just feel like he's. I also feel like a lot of his type of comedy is not allowed.
Oh wait, wasn't he also in
this climate too? But
Yeah. He's
he's had to change.
the shift to the more of a little bit more PC cancel culture, all that. Like, yeah, you definitely have to adapt to the times. Like, you couldn't make some of those movies now.
Yeah.
So maybe he didn't shift his sort of humor to fit the times.
Yeah.
The other thing is, our prom, 1999, PHS, Boyz II Men showed up. So there's always a soft spot in my heart for Motown Philly. And
yeah.
No,
they weren't allowed to actually perform. They weren't contractually not allowed to perform. They were there in kind of a support of a good cause, but they weren't allowed to perform anything. But I think a couple of us got some pictures. It was pretty cool.
Wait, they showed up in you never told me this.
Mm-hmm.
The prom that you didn't go to?
Them and yeah.
It was supposed to be Will
G-Love.
Smith, but G Love and Special Sauce. That was kind of like okay.
Oh, that's really cool. You never told me that.
Yeah.
They like cold beverages.
Yeah.
All right, so on to Bird Lady number 3. What you got?
Number 3.
Trips?
All right, number 3 is I Like the Big Sick. As it's two different cultures finding love. He is a Pakistani comedian, and she's a white graduate student. It's just sweet because when she gets really sick, like he just stays by her side, and like that's how they end up falling in love.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I cliff notes a couple of these. So full disclosure, is he a comedian in the movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, okay. Because I actually got the chance to meet him as well.
Oh, really?
At the Comedy Club, the Punchline in San Francisco. Very, very nice guy.
That's really cool.
I worked there for a little while. He was awesome. This was in his early days. So I've been really happy to see kind of his rise to fame. He's hilarious, and he has been for a while.
Yeah. So that's actually also my number 3.
Yay.
So I think like we kind of see eye to eye on this. I do think there's a little bit of an elevated acting in this one, right? So Kumail is funny, but he was playing himself, so I'm assuming that wasn't too difficult, Mm-hmm. But like the girl Zoe Kazan that plays his wife or future wife, she's pretty good, but she does spend a decent amount of the movie in a coma. So really, I think the standouts were her parents, which was Ray Romano, who stars, he's the star of one of our favorite sitcoms, Everybody Loves Raymond. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
When that other 50%, when we're not watching MTV, a 25%, that other 25% is Everybody Loves Raymond, and then the last 25% is
Sports shit.
Yeah, sports, Friends,
Pornos.
Yeah, maybe a couple.
Yeah, 1 or 2 of those.
Ray Romano is one of those guys you just can't not root for. He's like universally loved, and you know what I thought was great? He still looks pretty good.
Yeah,
like he doesn't a lot of like the icons you see like dying or whatever, getting old. Like he just seems like the same old Ray, doing well out there.
Yeah, and the mom too, Holly Hunter. Like, there was this kind of awkwardness because he had cheated, right? No, he had cheated.
No, he didn't cheat. She found all the pictures.
No, I'm saying of the parents.
Oh, he cheated.
Yeah,
yes,
Ray
yes,
Romano
yes.
cheated on the wife. So even as they're going through this, right, and they're like staying at their daughter's place as their daughter is in a coma, there's this weirdness. They're still married and everything, but she had recently caught the husband cheating. So Holly Hunter and Ray Romano, I think, do a great job. I think there's a good ending here just because it's a little ambiguous. Like, you don't actually see them getting back together. You just see Kumail performing, and then she shows up at his show in New York after he had moved away from Chicago. So,
and the actual arranged marriage thing is like real.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know how it works or if it's even legal or whatever. I don't know. It's a cultural thing, so I'm not going to get into it. And I'm not saying I have no opinion on it, but that's a real thing.
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, I know it says it's semi-biographical. Who knows? Neither of us really know.
But he's a comedian. He's using his real name.
Yeah.
Right.
His wife was definitely really in a coma. So like she went through that, and that's kind of how they became closer, and how kind of that's like sort of how they first met. So
yeah. No, I think this one was probably like one of the better acted or I don't know. It wasn't just slapstick. It wasn't slapstick, kind of like that kind of stuff.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's our threes, right? We both did our threes. All right.
All right. Number two.
Number two.
I have The Long Shot.
Yeah.
Guy has liked a girl since high school. He has a lot of memories of her, and like Byrdman was saying, it's a lot of 80s and 90s jams. So just, that stuff brings back memories from those songs.
I'm a sucker for the jams.
Yeah. No, that one, definitely good music. I understand why it's your number two. I just can't. I had it as my four. So I still like it. When we went back and watched it, I really enjoyed it. But I just can't rank it that high.
Of this list, correct me if I'm wrong, it probably had the highest production budget.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You don't get Charlize Theron cheap.
Yeah.
And, it kind of seemed like they had Air Force One and all this other stuff. It wasn't just they had actual scenes that were probably not cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some. I'll put action in quotes. There was a scene where they almost died. I guess there was a gunfight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
$40 million budget, right? For most of these movies. I actually think. Well, we can get to it, but I think Palm Springs I read was a pretty big flop. I wish I had put those stats in here, but we can look at that. But.
That's why it's my number 5.
Well, Palm Springs, which leads me into my number 2, Palm Springs.
Financial flop.
But because it was only purposely released on a few theaters just so they could say, just for the award season, basically. So it was not a full rollout because Hulu funded it and bought it, so they wanted it streaming on their platform.
You can't get awards if it's not in at least a few theaters?
Yeah, so it has to first release. So that was, remember Scorsese did The Irishman, which was all just on Netflix? They had to release it in a limited number of theaters, so it might have been 5 theaters, just to be able to be considered for all the Oscars, all the Golden Globes.
How many tickets do you think they sold in July of 2020? Mid early lockdown.
50.
Probably nothing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Whatever sales figures they have, it's probably for the release party and stuff. Yeah. And even then, that was probably half attended.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, Palm Springs is my number 2.
I don't want to hijack it, so I would love to hear your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, listen, it's my number 2. Similar to The Big Sick, I do think it's better acting than some of these others. Andy Sandberg, I do find him hilarious. Like I was talking about earlier, I like The Lonely Island. One of the funniest movies I've watched in a long time is Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping, which stars Andy Samberg as a kind of like a Justin Bieber type pop star.
I'm looking it up. Keep going.
You got to check it out. It's hilarious. And then in addition to that, the whole crew of The Lonely Island the whole crew of Lonely Island's in Pop Star, but they also did this thing on Netflix called The Bash Brothers. It's the behind the scenes of The Bash Brothers. Where Andy Samberg,
Mark McGuire, and Jose Canseco. Okay.
Yep, and it's a 30-minute kind of new age music video where they just have like 6 to 8 songs about those two, and it's all acted out. Let me tell you, it is well worth 30 minutes of your time. It's on the Netflix.
Okay. All right.
My eyeballs are glazing over.
Yeah, well, listen,
Clearly you love this guy. I don't feel strongly one way or the other. I'm just asking the question. I always kind of found him like a little douchey, but I don't know. Every time, he never lets you down, really. So maybe I'll change.
he is a douche, but like I really enjoy. Like I find his stuff funny, whatever he does. But in Palm Springs specifically, I thought he was good. J.K. Simmons does not. He doesn't. I know it probably says that he's starring, but he's a minor or a supporting role. You know,
right?
He's pretty funny. Like you can see how like J.K. Simmons is also stuck in the time loop with Andy and Kristen as well.
I think his name is Roy in the movie.
Yeah, Roy. So he accidentally gets stuck in there because Andy early on when he was stuck brought him in, and Roy gets real pissed because now he like sucked him in as well. But I do think this one, I kind of shit on when we first met for being, that Groundhog Day, been there, done that. I think this was a more interesting take on the infinite time loop. And one of the scenes I really liked was at the very end. Roy comes back to the wedding because Kristen, and I can't think of her character's name now, but she before they ended up getting out of the time loop, she sent a message to Roy to basically tell him how to do it. And at the very end, he figures it out, and you could see like the excitement in his eyes, So it's kind of good to see that like he became this curmudgeon old man, and like
they don't recognize him, and it makes them happy because that means that they got out.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it. That's my number two.
Down to number one.
Yeah.
Drum roll. I don't actually. I kind of forget what you guys both said. So
it's
luckily
looks like we're gonna hit on this one together. So.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Well, now I know what it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I do.
We'll stick with the LadyByrd.
LadyByrd. So I have always, we both have always be my maybe. Its boy literally lives next door to the girl who likes him, and he just never knows it until she tells him. There's a good 90s soundtrack, and then there's also a big guest star in the movie, and he makes it hysterical, like really, really funny.
We could say it.
Keanu.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
I have not been drinking, and I can't say his name.
Well, but real quick, we didn't talk about our drinks of the evening. You got yourself a tall boy or something or other. What is that?
I call it murder water, but it's actually liquid death.
That's just water.
Yeah, just spring water in a can. Yeah.
Oh, I got vodka, homemade seltzy out of the soda stream, and then you know what you got to do? That like actual lemon juice. Not the lemon squeezer thing that you see. Like it's like $8.99 Whole Foods, but it's pure lemon juice in a thing, and you only have to have a little splash. Glorious.
Yeah.
I try to change it up every week. Sometimes I'm redundant, but that's what I got in the old aluminum cups.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Dennis is a tool, not drinking anything.
She took up half my.
Well, Jesus, we had to move like half your fucking.
I can't believe you guys live in Texas and you're not drinking Topo Chicos. You're drinking Liquid Death. But
ew, I can't drink those.
Yeah. Oh, they're the world's finest.
These things are so expensive. Like, how much is a case?
Yeah, it's $15.
We have 4 cases of this.
No, but so she doesn't really drink sparkling water. That's plain still water.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Why are they so expensive?
Because it comes in a can. It's a cool can.
Yeah. Branding? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, bring us home with number one. I know it's the same, but I want to hear your take.
Yeah, so always be my maybe. Yeah, we definitely agree on this. Full disclosure, we've probably seen this movie upwards 25 times.
Oh, more. Like 75 times.
No, from start to finish, actually 25.
I've seen it more.
There's like whole parts of this movie that we could definitely recite. It's one of my top 20 favorite movies of all time, not just rom-coms. One thing I think that hits is the characters Marcus and Sasha are both kind of our age, right? So like late 30s, early 40s-ish. Like LadyByrd said, awesome music. So like there's all kinds of cool music, like early 90s hip-hop throughout. There's pretty good acting. I wouldn't say it's kind of on the scale of Big Sick and Palm Springs, but Ali Wong and Randall Park are both pretty hilarious. The Keanu Reeves cameos is really funny. Marcus ends up hitting Keanu Reeves in the face, punching him in the face.
And then writes a song about it. It's so funny.
And then at the end, like he releases his song, which is I punched Keanu Reeves in the face. Pretty hilarious. I do think like the acting between Marcus and Sasha, so Randall Park and Ali Wong, seems very natural. Like very, very believable that they were like friends and then had some type of romantic relationship. I don't think they ever had a romantic relationship. I do know they're friends. They've been in the same writer's room for different sitcoms.
Are you talking about in real life?
Yeah.
Is this what you sit around and fantasize about? Is like if these people are fucking in real life?
No. You could just the way it didn't feel like acting. You know what I mean? Like it just felt.
That's what acting. That's what a good acting is. It doesn't mean you have to get hurt about it.
Yeah, I know. But they're actually friends in real life. Like they've worked together a bunch of times. They wrote this movie together. So
they're both hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you I love Ali Wong.
That's our number one.
I love Ali Wong. She would never remember it, I'm sure. But when I was working at the comedy club, like I said, in San Francisco, so a lot of the parts of the movie when they were at like that one farmer's market by the ferry building and all that had a little sentimental. And she's just like seriously hilarious. I don't know if you've ever seen her stand up and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I've seen like bits and pieces. It is pretty funny.
Yeah, we've seen them all.
Yeah. I was working the door at the comedy club, so you got to see like a whole week of the same set, and it was just like you like committed it to memory by the end.
That's so cool.
Well, good list. I think you guys only agreed on one, but you weren't far off on most, right?
Well, we agreed on Big Sick number 3, and Always Be My Maybe 1.
Yeah, the Big Sick have anything to do with the Big Short? Like, was it a play on words or anything? Because obviously, like, Always Be My Maybe. I love that Mariah Carey, Always Be My Baby. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Was that a play on anything, or is it just?
No, just because like you're talking the Big Sick.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like the Big Short. Like, remember that movie with the?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I just think it's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they came up with that one.
Regardless, good list. Love it. Happy Valentine's Day. What we would have to, we'd be remiss because there's so many that we'll try to keep a short list of honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I'm happy to start.
Yeah, go with it.
I don't know what you guys think. I have 3. One's more of a category. The other 2 are 2 that I really like. I'm just going to go ahead and say Meg Ryan.
Okay.
I went and looked at like top 75 rom-coms of all time. I don't know who did it. Probably like Esquire magazine. Who knows, right? But like she's in everything. You Got Mail, When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah.
Probably a bunch of other crap that I'm not even thinking of right now. But like, I don't know. I just feel like she's the queen of the rom-com, or at least was. You know, maybe somebody's overtaken her now. Like, I don't know.
I personally like You've Got Mail better than When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah. I don't hate Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh, no.
It's been a while.
Sorry. I like Sleepless in Seattle better than When Harry Met Sally. It goes Sleepless in Seattle, You've Got Mail, Harry Met Sally.
Well, you got Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan in Sleepless in Seattle, right?
Yeah.
So you throw Hanks in there. I'm going to take him over Billy Crystal every day.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, she was also in that movie, was it called like Fallen Angels or something? It was with Nicolas Cage.
Must have been a fine film. No, actually, I don't know it, but he's
he's an angel, and he like stalks her, or just falls in love with her, and then he jumps out of heaven and becomes real, and then spoiler alert, like she ends up being killed in like a car accident, and then he has to wait until he dies, like naturally or something, to see her in heaven. So
I'm tearing up as you say it.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Never seen that.
Although I think Nicolas Cage is probably the most shit on actor. I mean, he's a lot of it. When he's bad. But there have been a couple of good ones, haven't there? Like
Con Air was great.
Was that the one?
Yeah. What was the one, Ghost Rider, where he's like on a motorcycle, was on fire and stuff?
Yep.
Oh, I liked him in oh god, what's the one where they have to like solve the puzzle on the back of the Constitution?
Oh, National Treasure.
I love that movie.
Turns out he does suck. Let's move on. What do you guys got? Honorable mentions.
So yeah, I'll throw one out. So kind of in the theme of the recent rom-coms, look this one up because I don't know the names of the actors in this. It's called Plus One.
Huh.
It's the son of a famous actor, and then I think her name's Maya Erskine.
Came out 2019.
Yeah.
Starring. Hold on, let me click on the Wikipedia here. What's the premise, though, while I'm looking this up?
So both of them are friends. The guy and the girl are friends, and they both have a summer full of weddings to go to. So
Jack
one
Quaid. Jack Quaid. So that'd be like Randy Quaid's son or something? Or
Dennis Quaid's son.
I'm sorry, Dennis Quaid, not Randy Quaid. That'd be
Yeah.
funny.
And then what's the girl's name?
Maya Erskine. I
Maya
recognize
Erskine.
her.
Yeah. So she's in I think it's the Hulu show Pen 15, which is pretty fun.
Yep. Oh, remember the Pen Club? Yeah, that was fun. I love how the same dumb jokes still work.
Yeah. So the both of them have like 5 or 10 weddings to go to each, and they both decide instead of like going and like dealing with all the bullshit alone that they're going to go as each other's plus one. So then by doing that, they kind of fall in love, and then he doesn't want commitment, so he kind of like blows her off a bit. She's heartbroken. He then comes back, talks to his friends at one of his wedding, and for all the friends are like, "What the hell are you doing?" End up getting back, happy ending. But it's another good one. It's a recent rom-com that I do enjoy.
What kind of happy ending? Like the.
Oh, there's a happy ending that happens in the cemetery.
Not the one you pay for?
No, he got it for free.
Okay. Box office, $23,443.
Yeah.
23 grand.
Yeah. I also think this was a direct-to-streaming movie.
Yeah. It's hilarious to see that. You really are a loser, man. You know all this dumb crap. Like you almost had me like turned around. I was thinking like, okay, maybe he's on to something. And you pull this.
Do me a favor.
Movie.
You and your LadyByrd. Go watch Always Be My Maybe.
Oh my
you
God,
like
it's
Ali
so
Wong.
good.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to go. Full disclosure, maybe we should just tell the audience here. I'm a little bit of a fuck up when it comes to producing these episodes. I was supposed to have watched them all, and I didn't really. So now, I'm sure you hear all about it, right?
He told me yesterday. He's like,
fucking wheels is goddamn not committed.
I'm like, oh God.
So no, but there's probably 3 of these that I would actually enjoy watching. So full disclosure, wanted to throw that out there. For those of you keeping score at home. Do you got an honorable mention?
No, I think that's the only one we really discussed together was Plus One. That of the like kind of recent ones.
I got 2 quickies. One I watched literally last night just because it was on TV and I haven't seen it in a long time. So I'll go from my second favorite to my first favorite in that order. 50 First Dates with Adam Sandler.
Oh, I love 50 First Dates.
Me and Shitballs went to see that in the movie theater together.
Like a bro date? Like a bro date?
Yeah,
Dude,
like
that's
we
hysterical.
were in 11th grade. Yeah, it was real cool.
Yeah,
love Adam Sandler. I'm a Drew Barrymore fan. Like that's a good movie.
That's such a good movie.
Yeah.
It's in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the funny part is? I'm a sucker for Hawaiian rom-coms, and that brings me to my first favorite, which is Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which I think is arguably... You didn't like it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I thought it was
I love it. You didn't like it either?
No, I love it. I'm saying
you're giving her the thumbs down.
I'm calling LadyByrd the idiot over here.
You're a fucking dumb.
Yeah, I mean...
Fucking moron.
Jason Segel really hasn't done much. I don't know. Has he been around much?
Thank you. Oh, my flowers.
Oh, yeah. He's making up for it.
Here, you and I can talk about the cool movie. We'll just, let her sit there and play with those.
Yeah. Why don't you get out of here?
Yeah.
No, but like this is the perfect example of like, oh, bummer. He has to pick between Kristen Bell and Mila Kunis. I feel so bad for him.
Yeah.
No, that movie's great too. And I love the Hawaii thing. I don't know what it is. But like Paul Rudd's in it, right?
As the surfing instructor.
And who's the comedian? What's his name? The British guy with the hair and
Russell Brand.
Oh, I don't like
Russell
him.
Brand, and
He's
then Jonah
so over
Hill.
the top.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill's in it, and the other funny guy from. He never comes up with him. He like stays back home, but he's the guy.
It's the brother-in-law. It's the guy that plays Barry on HBO now.
Yeah, I just think that I don't know. The whole cast was like stars.
How about he shows his dong early on in that movie?
And like for real, he does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Jason Segel does.
Yeah, as she's breaking up with him, he sits there and he like drops his pants.
Does he jerk off? Or I don't remember that.
No,
movie.
no.
That'd be a different type of a movie genre altogether. That would just be a rom. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something else.
It's just I find male nudity to be pretty hilarious when it's done correctly, and he did a great job at it.
This guy's over here talking about rom-coms and male nudity, and geez, man, why? Sometimes I wonder.
I promise he's married. We're married. I'm not a beard.
No, but you gotta be pretty confident and/or 6'5". Like he probably is, and just have your hang low sticking out.
Yeah, his dong was right the fuck out.
Like for me, I'd be like, can I get a prosthetic or something?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a good couple of honorable mentions. Good list.
Yeah.
I think this was a good one. Happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy the steakhouse. Make sure
Thank you.
Make sure Bird pays.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm gonna leave my wallet at home.
Yeah, that's what you should do. Good for you.
You need to watch with your LadyByrd the Always Be My Maybe. You guys will love that movie.
I don't know. She's not a LadyByrd. I mean, it'd be like a Wheelsette or something. I don't know what you would say.
Wheelsbird.
Yeah.
I can't have anything named BYRD in my bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Not after that last time, right? Right, Byrdman?
Yeah.
Wait, what happened? Tell me.
No, we saw that there was a picture of us. Me and Marty might have like.
Oh, kiss the penises? Yeah.
No, kiss penis. No, kiss
I've heard that
penis.
story.
No. It's normal in France. It's normal in France. We just, we're cultured.
We had a couple of bottles of champagne. We had a couple kisses.
I think honestly,
At Papa's?
was that day that was a bunch of us? We literally had 11 bottles of champagne. Let's have.
Yeah. If you remember, the waiter said if you can pop the cork and hit the window on the building,
it was
we'll
the
give
third
it to you
floor.
for free.
The third floor. We just came a little shy.
It was like there was no chance.
I think they still comped it though. They were being cool actually because we were being awful.
There was that $800 bill. You remember I left my car there and somehow it didn't get towed. I drove there anticipating driving home. Like I drove there thinking I was going to have 0 booze drinks, and then we had an $800 bill.
And you parked in like a meter space. Like you weren't even like. Yeah, I think the booze guys were looking out for the good guys that day.
Yeah, no, it was a good one.
Well, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Appreciate the time.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Typically, the host would wrap us up, but I don't really know what all the TikToks and all that are. So, Mr. Byrdman, Mr. Bird, want to wrap us up?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and kind of close this out. Thanks, everyone, for joining us this week. We look forward to being back every Monday with a new RankEmz list. Thanks to LadyByrd. I appreciate you coming on and kind of sharing this with us. Thanks to all of our followers. Please share our content if you enjoy it. Follow us on all social media apps at RankEmz Podcast. We're on TikTok, the Facebook, Instagram, and the Snapchats. Please smash that like button. It really helps us out. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well and comment. All those 3 things really do help us out. All links will be listed below by our producer and engineer, Smittay. We really do appreciate all the work he does on the back end, especially on episodes like this where it's a little bit of a different animal. So
hot mess.
Thanks. What's that?
I just said hot mess.
Yeah. Thanks to you all for listening. We'll be back again next week. Thanks, Wheels. Thanks, LadyByrd.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Hey, you know that LadyByrd isn't going away. I think that's here to stay. Or Bird Lady. You pick, but that's a stick.
I like LadyByrd.
LadyByrd just rolls off the tongue. I really do like it.
I like it.
Isn't that the bird from Dumb and Dumber that had its head duct taped back on? Oh, that was Pretty Bird. That was Pretty Bird.
That was Pretty Bird.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just remember it from LadyByrd Johnson, which was.
But I like it. Wheels came up with a great nickname.
Yeah, Lyndon Johnson's wife. They called her LadyByrd.
It's been here the whole time. I just was the first one to find it. So
yeah.
Happy V-Day. Don't do anything crazy.
Happy V-Day.
Thanks, Wheels.
Bye.